Iran to completely close Hormuz if Trump executes threats on Iranian energy, Revolutionary Guards say. Okay, let's turn to Reddit and read some comments. Okay, so if I sort by top, we've got a comment here with 14,000 upvotes, 18 awards. Wow. Okay. I call it now. Monday evening, he'll release a statement saying he was locked and loaded with his finger on the trigger. But after receiving many phone calls from Arab, European, and world leaders who told him not to strike Iranian power plants, he has decided to hold off on it for now. But that he can change his mind at any time. And then he'll say the strait isn't actually that important for the US, and they don't need or use it, and he was just trying to help the world, but they told him, Mr. President, please don't do it. He will then also repeat that we have already won the war and obliterated Iran. There is nothing left, and he also had the Iranian people in mind for not destroying the power plants because it would destroy their country like never before, and they probably won't be able to ever rebuild again, and he doesn't want that. Thank you for your attention on this matter. Yep, absolutely. And then he'll bomb them after markets close on Friday. Don't you know it? Don't you know it? Let's move to 24/7 markets for world peace. Well, that's a good idea. Or take the simpler route and remove the clear and present danger in the White House. Republicans, the assignment is yours. Do us proud. I wouldn't hold your breath. The odds of Republicans doing us proud are around the same as my cat winning the F1 championship. Cool. Probably. Someone get this person a coach for their cat. Stat. Right, let's scroll down a bit. This is so on point. It's uncanny. Well said. I mean, the thing is, we kind of know Trump by now. Like he's becoming a bit predictable in what he's saying and in his actions. That we can make these type of comments on Reddit and we can kind of not accurately predict it, but it's yes, it's a meme, and yes, it's meant to be sort of tongue in cheek, but at the same time, he does often taco, doesn't he? I mean, he it's yeah, it is. Oh, look, taco is so predictable. I mean, it is what it is, right? By 36 hours of ultimatum, Trump won't be remembering what he said about destroying energy infrastructure. His narratives change quite fast. Yeah, it's just dementia and, that kind of stuff. May I suggest a taco? Art of the deal. Art of the can't remember. Art of making taco. Love it. Short of the deal. That's a good one. My biggest concern here is that this fucker gets pushed to a point where employing nukes becomes a possibility to him. And we know that he'd love to be the first president in 80 years to drop a nuke. And once that happens, the world might unravel for good. Yep, I mean, I've said it before. I'll say it again. If America does use a nuke in Iran, or if Israel use a nuke in Iran, then what will likely happen is we'll see Russia use a nuke in Ukraine. And they'll say, no, we're justified because, you know, NATO have already used one, or America's already used one, or Europe's already used one, whoever has already used one, so we can now. And what can we say? What can we say? We say, no, Mr. Putin, you can't use a nuke. That's awful. After we've literally just watched Trump do it, we're a bit hypocritical. So yeah, once the nuclear gloves come off, we are in deep shit. So let's hope that that never happens. I hope to God our military would say no. Again, something that I want to point out here is it's not up to the military. Okay, the sole the only person that has authority and can call a nuclear strike in America is the president. He can do it all by himself. He can open up his football. He can read the codes out. Then I think it's Stratcom will take action. So yeah, I mean, if Stratcom decides to disobey a direct order from the president, I doubt it. Then yeah, sure, maybe there might be some sort of pause or break in the chain. but it's very unlikely. I think if the president decides he wants to use a nuke, within 10 minutes of that order, a nuke will be launched. So yeah. And like this guy says here, those people were fired a year ago. Remember when Trump and Hegseth had all those generals and everyone come together, seeing who's loyal and who's not. Some were fired. Yeah, not necessarily. They desperately tried to divert him from Greenland. After all, apparently, this was the alternative. I don't know. I don't know if there are any guardrails at the moment, or if the American military is just doing exactly what Trump says when he says it. Um, that's the scary point here. This will be bad for the economy. That is an understatement. I mean, things aren't going well already, but if this happens, my God. The economy was destined for ruin with Trump in charge. That could have been part of his game plan. I mean, if we take the point of view that Trump is a Russian asset, and what would Russia love more than anything else is to destroy America from the inside. So how would you do that? Well, first you want to drive a wedge between your nation. So you want to make the divide between right and left very, very clear and very dangerous, which it already is. Then you want to probably set the military on a crash course doing God knows what in Iran. Then you probably want to destroy the economy. Um, and there are many ways you can destroy the economy. I mean, also just keep in mind, America is 40 trillion in debt. So yeah, things are not looking good there. But yeah, if this happens with Iran, you can expect absolute anarchy in the economy. The windmill Trump documentary from ages ago was The Crystal Ball. You've been trumped in 2011. In this David and Goliath story for the 21st century, a group of proud Scottish homeowners take on the celebrity tycoon, Donald Trump, as he buys up one of Scotland's last wilderness areas to build a golf resort. Great. Because that's what the world needs, isn't it? More fucking golf resorts. And he honestly does not know about the Iran-Iraq war and martyrdom. Yeah. He doesn't know that the Persian Empire has been around for thousands of years and will probably be around for thousands of years after America's long gone. Um, Peacemaker, isn't it? FIFA Peace Prize winner, isn't it? You can criticize Trump all you want, but he's the current FIFA Peace Prize holder after all. I just said that, yeah. Yes, and they don't just give those out willy-nilly. In fact, it's so exclusive, Trump is the first and only recipient. What an honor. Trump is searching for anything to get Iran to surrender from this war. He can't accept that Iran was well prepared for this war. They knew that closing the strait would cause damage to the world economy. Iran is Trump's Ukraine. Yeah, Iran has the world by the balls, and Trump is pissing himself right now. Hope everyone has a bike. Yeah, that would be good. Fortunately, I've got an electric car, but many of you don't. And I guess second best would be a bicycle. Fat Americans aren't going to like that. I see people here driving their cars to carry their trash to the trash can. I'm not shitting you. I believe that. I love living in a world where theocratic terrorist regime plays chicken with a nuclear-armed narcissist with a zero game plan. Wait, which country is which? We don't negotiate with pedophile terrorists would have been an acceptable response. Trump is like a cornered rat, and he will do desperate things because he needs to cancel the midterms, and there is nothing more dangerous than a cornered rat in the White House. I'm starting to think Trump isn't a very good negotiator. All he seems to do is threaten and bully people without any course of working through problems together. He governs with an iron fist instead of an olive branch. He thinks because he's got the most powerful military behind him, he doesn't have to work with anyone, and he can just strong arm any situation. Most corrupt and unqualified president we've ever had so far. No, I think he'll probably be the most unqualified that you ever will have. I don't think in my lifetime, at least, I will ever see a president as bad as Trump. It's he has set that bar in hell, literally. Um, Trump is playing a game of chicken with Iran, and he's hoping they will blink first and veer away. He is used to his usual threats of force to try and beat them into submission. Trouble is, they won't blink and are quite capable of causing widespread destruction of countries across the Middle East. But please explain to me again, MAGA fuckheads, exactly how would have Kamala been worse? Good question. Yeah. Um, all right, let's go and sort by controversial. We've read enough top comments now. What have we got here? Got some downvotes. Interesting. We are absolutely against this. The regime in Iran must immediately put their guns down and run a fair and free election, a national election in Iran. We are absolutely for this. The administration in the US must immediately leave the Middle East, stop their terrorist attacks on Iranian infrastructure, and Israel must run a fair and free national election. Our politics is not rooted in hatred and vengeance. Lol, Trump's entire second term is being fueled by hatred and vengeance. The fuck are you smoking? Yeah. What have we got here? Here's a suggestion of a plan. Can everyone just stop? Yeah, we'll just stop. Israel and the US go home. Iran opens the strait. I'm not sure anyone beyond Israel wants this war. Or at least let's get the fertilizer through. Millions might starve from this. Yeah, millions might starve from this, or worse, tens of millions, or worse, hundreds of millions. I mean, if Iran does decide to strike back and hit desalination plants and other energy infrastructure and other things around them, then you may see something a lot worse than what anyone here is predicting. Mm. Laughing my ass off. This tiny country is beating the United States of America in literally every single chess move. This is what happens when you have the weakest president in US history in charge. Hmm. Iran isn't so tiny, by the way. I don't know if that's just meant to be ironic or a joke or something, but Iran is not tiny by any means. This is a big country. Big and old. Trump always chickens out. Will he, though? I put my money on yes, he will. But I also feel that that bet is a 50-50. I think 50% he chickens out, 50% he doesn't want to be seen as a chicken, and he doesn't chicken out. So it's a coin toss. IRGC will be committing full on suicide. Probably. If Trump does decide to hit energy infrastructure, which I think we've got, what, 24 hours now until that sort of ultimatum comes to its conclusion. So it'd be Tuesday. Not Taco Tuesday, but just Tuesday. Maybe it is Taco Tuesday. Who knows? Is anyone here even old enough to remember this isn't the first time they've done it? And there's a link there to Wikipedia for the tanker war. The IRGC is signing their death warrants by continuing down this path. Cue the Redditors that think the US didn't plan for them to close it off. The US didn't plan for them to close it off. This isn't the 80s. Missiles and drone technology is far beyond the point where any ship will be willing to pass through without Iranian approval. The US has zero capacity to escort ships through the strait as long as Iran wants it closed. They gambled that a quick strike to the leadership would collapse the regime, and they lost that gamble. Indeed. They replaced Khamenei with Khamenei, so good job there. Yep. People quickly forget the fascist Iranian regime just murdered one of their best athletes. For what? What was his capital offense? Yeah, they did. They executed, I think, a wrestler for protests. So that is an absolute atrocity. That is awful. What have we got here? We like the hidden comments that we have to expand, don't we? All Iran has to do is tell the world the Strait of Hormuz is open to everyone except the US. Open a map, brother. US literally doesn't need the strait. Circle jerk accurately, please. It's true on many instances, or 99% true, that the US doesn't need it. But for the world economy to continue as it did before this war, and for things to return to normal, everybody needs to be able to go through there, regardless of what country they're from. And we need the war to stop as well for things to at least attempt to go back into that sort of normal direction again. It doesn't matter what flag you're flying. We all need access, and we all need peace. This is what Tacos literally obliterated looks like. So much win. I wish there would be more substantive. Oh my goodness, I can't even pronounce substantive comments to actually discuss this. That being said, I don't see an off ramp here. If Iran were to attack and take the desalination plants for 100 million people, it might give grounds for nuclear attacks from the US. It's absolutely insane. I think we are nearing a point that other countries need to be involved in isolating the Iranian regime. Being the largest state sponsor of terrorism against the West is a problem that affects not only the US interests. Europe is paying the price too, having a theocratic Muslim extremist regime in control of 20% of the world's oil. I know we all want a diplomatic solution, but I don't think the Iranian people are in a position to overthrow the IRGC, even with them being in a very weak state. It's clear they are still very strong and have the ability to inflict a lot of damage due to a strong, decentralized command structure. We need to hyperscale the production of cheap anti-drone technology. This is a major weakness of the Western defensive arsenal exposed over the last few weeks. Yep, I mean, if you look at the war in Ukraine, you'll see that a lot of combat is drones and anti-drones, and there are thousands of people dying to drones, maybe thousands per week dying to drones in Russia and Ukraine. It's absolutely insane. And that is the future of warfare. You know what I mean? I mean, we're not seeing it too much. In fact, I haven't seen any videos yet of drones killing people in the Middle East yet. But I'm sure once boots hit the ground, I mean, there are all those Marines on the way, right? Where are those Marines going? I'm not sure, but I mean, they're going to end up somewhere, and that somewhere is probably going to be a target. So we may just see videos of Iranian drones killing American Marines. It's amazing how Trump thinks he holds all the cards. Yeah, he always says that, but then you see a country like Iran are quickly able to respond to literally everything he says or anyone else says. They can respond with strikes, they can respond with comments or new leadership, or anything really, or holding the economy hostage in the Strait. I mean, this is the most unthought out war I've ever seen. It really doesn't seem to have any objective. It doesn't seem to have any conclusion coming up. Like, what was the plan there? Checkmate. Now let's watch as Trump tries to rape a nation. Anyone else want to stop this idiot? So Iran says everyone is free to pass, but the states and Israel. Trump says open it up or we'll bomb oil production and power generation. Then Iran says you bomb us, we close the straits for everyone. I predict Trump commits war crimes and screws the world over. I think let's leave it there.